Hello, everyone. Who's in the house? If anybody, I'm trying to see if I can see the comments and give me a 5x5 if you can hear me. It's my first time solo on my new show, so I want to make sure that I can see you guys. So far, I don't see any comments, so I don't know if there's something on my end. Hang on one second. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Aloha from New Hampshire. Aloha. William, hello. KRMKRK. Good morning from Bali. And good night wherever you are. Oh, so nice, Ocean. Good. I love you, Ocean. So happy that you're here. Jeanette. Yay. Okay, people are online. Thank you so much for being here. I'm a little shaky, a little nervous. It's my time doing this show on my own. And it's the first time having my own show, really. So this feels just really, really exciting for me and feeling my heart super strong. So if this is your first time meeting me, and this is your first time hearing my voice and being here with me for the first time, please give me a shout out. I want to know how many new people are in the chat. I know a lot of you have been with me on this journey for a while. So I just want to know who is new, and I'm going to take some time to share what I do and if this is your first time. Thank you, Jim. He says, relax, you are loved. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, so if you're new, just give me a shout out on the chat. If all of you already know me, then I'll take that into consideration. Okay, brand new. So Jeanette, everybody welcome Jeanette. It's nice to have somebody new. And all right, so I'm going to take the time to share to Jeanette and maybe some of you that haven't really said anything on the chat about me and what I do and what I'm here to share with you today as well. So I'm May, and I recently am transitioning to my spirit name, which is Morayana. I'm going to say it again, Morayana. I've been channeling new names, spirit names that have a higher vibration to elevate our consciousness and elevate our body. So I am transitioning to that name. If you are more comfortable calling me May, please do so. I'm kind of in a transition between both of those names. Dawn, welcome. Dawn is also new. Oh, it's nice to have new people. All right, and a little bit of my background. I had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening in 2017. That's pretty recent. We are in 2024. It's about 7 years. And before that, I was a photographer. I was an artist, taking pictures of wonderful images all over the world and doing art shows. And during that time, I had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening that happened during meditation. I went through a very emotional point in my life, and that awakened my Kundalini energy, which I didn't even know what was happening at the time. I never heard of Kundalini. Maybe I heard of Kundalini yoga and meditation, but never really understood what that meant. So basically what that means, we all have an energy dormant in our body that is our connection to source. It's a fracture of source. It is source. And once it's awake, it opens its only mission is to purify your body from energy blocks and then gift you your most amazing innate gifts. And in the past 7 years, I've cleared a lot of energy. I've learned a lot of tools. I've learned a lot of gifts that innately come out of my being. And then I decided to share it with everyone because I think it's important that we all know what's available and that we can all reach there. I don't see myself different from anyone. I just see maybe I'm a little bit more further ahead on the path, but we're all have the same, maybe our innate gifts are different, but we all have the ability to reach a beautiful consciousness that has a lot of gifts for everybody and that we can share with everybody. So my innate gifts, I'll just share a little bit about what I do. I'm an open channel. So what that means is that source expresses itself through me in different ways. One way is through my voice. I speak light language. Maybe you've heard about speaking in tongues back in the day. It's about the same thing. The modern world and the spiritual community, we call it light language. And basically, it's a language that comes out very naturally for me. And what it does when I started speaking it and I started doing work on myself, I understood that what it does, it removes blockages of energy from the body and brings it light. And we're going to talk a little bit more in detail later on. I have it ready for you guys to dive deep into that. Um, and also, light language also can come out as yoga, as mudras in the hands. It comes out with drawings. There's many different forms of light language, and so a lot of my work is surrounding that channel, surrounding those gifts. And during my awakening, I've also learned about theta healing, which were tools that help me navigate belief work, which is very important, and help me navigate this energy that I hold. It gave it more structure. So a lot of my activations and a lot of the healing that I do are combining theta healing and energy work. So does anybody have any questions so far? And I just wanted to also give a shout out to Beyond Mystic for being such an amazing platform, for hosting such amazing, incredible people, doing such sacred work for the collective. And here we go. Give him a thumbs up. Here we go. If you haven't already, go to Beyond Mystic on YouTube and give them a subscribe, give them a thumbs up. And really, I'm so grateful that they have a home for all of us here that have such a, how would I say, delicate offering for the collective, things that are not completely immersed in the collective. And so it gives a home for me and for other psychic beings and people that are doing amazing spiritual work here. So yeah, I'm very grateful for this home. And so if you haven't already, give it a thumbs up and a subscribe. All right. So in last week, we had a meeting and Beyond Mystic and the people, and we talked about what's happening in the collective and how energy is being shared today, on different platforms. And I felt, not just from Beyond Mystic and just in general, I know, like I have roots in Israel, and we're all coming from a place of love, all over the world, and all of the people that are doing amazing work. And then suddenly all these governments and all these people that have power are doing a lot of things that are creating some noise and uncertainty in the collective field. And it's really important that we remember that we have our power, right? We can't really change what's going on the collective field when it's so intense, but the only thing that we can do, that if the more we do it together, it will change the collective field, is change ourselves. We have full control on our body, on our mind, on our soul, on our choices, and it is our responsibility to come back into our heart, to come back to self-healing and remembering what's important. And so this is what I'm going to be reminding you today. This is why I am here, to help be a doula per se, to help you remember your light, your gifts, and what you're capable of. And we're going to do that with some information. I'm also going to share a little bit of my light language today to help boost your energy and open up some of your energy, some of blockages out of the body, and bring in some more light into the body. Let me see what people are saying. One second. Okay. Nelia, I hope I'm saying your name right. She thought that light language was only spoken, but she's glad that she's knowing about other forms. Yeah, basically it comes out through dance, mudras, yoga, drawings, language. It's a lot of different, it's just an expression of the body. And once you're fully integrated, it's just everything. What a magical wave we are riding, just to say balance and love and be loved. Great. All right. So I don't see any questions. Okay, I'm going to continue. So Today, we're going to focus on abundance. How do you feel in your body when I say that word? I want you to write in the comments. When I say abundance, do you feel resistance? Do you feel open? Do you feel like it's possible? Do you feel like contracted? I'm going to say abundance, and I want you to kind of tune into your body and see how you feel. When I say rich, I'm rich. You're rich. How does that feel in your body? If I say prosperity and abundance, prosperity, and wealth, do you feel contracted? Do you feel like, oh, yeah, whatever, that's not for me? Or do you hear somebody says kind of scary? Money. When I say money, how do you feel? It's one thing to say abundance, and abundance can be anything, but then I say money. How does money feel? Right? Money is such a man-made piece of paper, coin. How does that make you feel? So we all have a background with money, and we all have a background with abundance and what's available to us. And we all have parents that passed on their conditioning around money, and then there's society, and some people live a super abundant rich life, and some people are poor, and some people don't have much. And so it can be a very triggering word for some people. Some people think that money is evil, money is bad, money is only for people that are rich and they're snobs, like all these ideas. And basically it's all beliefs. And yeah, I've been on a own personal journey with money and with abundance, and, I didn't come from a background. I came from a very, normal family, and, yeah, there was scarcity mindset where I came from when I was younger, and, my dad I'll just share a little bit. My dad was raised in a one room with 5 brothers and sisters in one room, and he learned, to make money in his life, but he always had that mindset of like, "Oh my God, lack." And so he was abundant, but was more cautious with where he spent it. And bless my dad, he gifted me with so much. And but that was like something I was raised with. And then my mother also, there was a scarcity mindset in Israel coming from, a more survival state. And bless my mom, she learned theta healing, and she was a theta healer. Theta healing is a healing modality based on belief work, working in your subconscious mind. And there was a pivotal time in my life where my mom was already learning theta. She was in it. She was believing in it so much, and I didn't know anything about it. And she offered to do a session, and the first session she did on me was on abundance. It changed my life from having really difficulty creating that abundance for me. Things shifted in a week, and things started opening up for me, and my whole path started to open up. Um, so am a firm believer with energy work, and I'm a firm believer in belief work. Belief work is possibly the most important work that you can do when you're trying to change anything in your life, any habit, any belief. And we're going to go into that a little bit later. I made a chart for you to explain how this works. So I've definitely in my own personal life have experienced the contrast between having not much to having ideas to how to create, and then failing, and then trying something new, and then failing, and then trying something new, and then seeing glimpses of success, and then going on that path. And maybe I think in the next our next show, I'm going to share my personal story. We're not going to go into that much right now. But where I saw some success, I always put more energy in there. And even if I failed, and this was with art back in the day, I was selling art and really trying to move my art and my photography. Um, and every time I failed, I kept saying to myself, it's bigger than me. This is bigger than me. I never said, oh, this is not the right thing. I knew it was the right thing because it was coming from my heart. But I never knew where it was going to take me. And from one thing led to another. During that time where I was doing art, I had my awakening. I started learning about energy. I started learning about healing. And then I started channeling artwork, and everything I've learned, I got into noteworthy festivals selling my art and my photography all over the States. COVID hit, and then I started diving deeper into the innate gifts and then start sharing with the world. And here I am. So in the next show, I think I'm going to make a little more personal journey into my own abundance journey because there's a lot to share there. Okay, so I made a special PDF to teach about the energy and the tools behind mm, abundance and how we can actually bring it into our reality. So here we go. Abundance and Manifestation 2024. All right. So it all starts with self awareness. It starts with knowing ourselves, knowing our weak spots, knowing our strengths, and knowing where our self talk starts to kick in, right? Like that's why I asked you check in with your body when I say abundance, when I say money, how does it feel? And always check in with your body. When you check in with your body, how it feels, if it feels expansive or contracting, you're going to get your answers of your awareness around a specific issue with your body. So, mind, body, soul, energy, and connection to abundance. It's pretty much everything. The collective consciousness often harbors awareness of scarcity and fear surrounding money and resources, especially now. If you open the YouTube, I open YouTube, I open Instagram, I open Facebook, and like my feed is all about this racket in the collective, these wars that are happening. I mean, I don't know if it's just on my feed, but it's definitely loud right now. And what that's creating intentionally is fear. When we are in fear, nothing can happen. We are in survival mode. It's the lowest vibration possible. When we are in love, we are untouchable. Even if there's a bomb going next to my house right now and I'm putting my hand on my heart and I'm in love, I'm untouchable. If I'm in fear, that's going to magnetize more fear into my body. And so, yeah, you're going to say probably May, but how is that possible? How can I be in like love when so much things are happening in the world? And I'm going to say to that, it's your responsibility to regulate your nervous system and to bring yourself to learn the tools of self love and love. And there's a way to that. And trust me, I've experienced fear and different feelings in the collective. I was even in Israel in October 7, and I experienced what it feels like to actually be in that fear, fight, or flight state. And because I know what that feels like, I'm here to tell you that there's another way if we train ourselves to know how to feel love in every existing moment. Easier said than done, but it's possible. Okay. So it's essential to understand that energy is neutral and responds to universal law of energy, frequency, and vibration. So energy is like the ocean. It can be calm and it can also be wavy and hysterical and all kinds of, chaotic energy in the ocean. It's just a neutral, it's like water. We can freeze it or we can melt it. It's energy and it's possible to navigate it with awareness and self-awareness where we want to with some tools and some practice. Dr. David Hawkins spent decades researching a fascinating idea about our minds and how they work. He created a roadmap that shows how our thoughts and feelings related to different levels of consciousness from 20 to 1,000. This idea lines up with ancient wisdom that says the higher our consciousness, the happier and more fulfilled we become. It's like upgrading from our conditioned mind, belief work, right? Beliefs, our belief, conditioned mind, to realize our full potential. Through the purification process, which I'm what I do, there's a whole purification process. We want to clear our blocks. Through the purification process, we let go of our limiting beliefs, old habits, and doubts, revealing our higher selves. It's all about discovering our innate power and living our best life. So, we're going to go into this chart. And I had a thought this morning. I'm like, there's also I one time I one time went to a bookstore. This was back in the day before I even sold my photography. And I went into a bookstore and there was a book that fell out of the shelf and it said, "How is this idiot rich and I'm not?" Seriously, just the book fell out of the shelf and I picked it up. So there are rich people out there that are not that smart and maybe not in the highest level of consciousness, but they believe they have a strong belief that they can create whatever they want. So the levels of consciousness with being rich and having money, it is a debatable topic. I think that a lot of people can make money if they believe, just believe. That's just having the belief that they can. You don't have to be like a master of consciousness or be super spiritual to be abundant, because proof in the pudding, there's people out there that have a lot of money and they're not that brilliant. They're maybe more lucky, or maybe they really have that strong belief or connection to the divine in their own way. But we're going to look at this chart. This is a very general way of looking at this perspective of mine that I have. So if we look here, let me see. My little slide thing on the screen is kind of hiding it. But on the bottom, if you look at the scale, there's number 20, and then it goes all the way up to 1,000. 1,000 being full consciousness, and 20% is, or the number 20 is for shame. And we have shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride. These are all the scales of the emotions that we have in our emotional toolbox as a human being. You come to this earth in a human body. Here you go. Here's your range of emotions. Let's see what you do with it, right? And as a child, we can see children play with each other and they're very authentic. If they're jealous, they'll show they're jealous. If they're fearful, they'll show they're fearful, and they play with these range of emotions. If they're happy and they're loving, everything is very, very clear, right? But when we start growing into our maturity, we start when there's a moment. I remember there was a moment. I one time went to Hawaii and I met this guy. I went to YPO Valley. Not sure if anybody heard of YPO Valley, but it was my birthday. And I remember this moment where I went to my birthday to YPO Valley and I met a guy that was living in the jungle for like 4 years. And I sat down and I had a conversation with him. And he said, "Yeah, I currently transitioned to Mother Earth and Father Sky." And his parents became Mother Earth and Father Sky. And there is a moment in everybody's life where they have that realization that energy is everything. And they do have an energetic father and energetic mother, which is the earth and sky. And you start to have this awareness around that and your spirituality, and that you're a spiritual being. And then the awareness that we talked about before is, it's not like an enlightened person doesn't get triggered, it doesn't feel things. It's just having that awareness. Oh, I'm feeling anger right now. Wait, let me just put my hand where I feel the anger in my body and breathe into it and give it attention. And so as we start working with this awareness, we can go from these different layers of consciousness to self-awareness, acceptance, inner light, inner wisdom, right? When we have acceptance, we have inner wisdom, and that transitions into inner love, oneness, presence, non-duality, awareness, which is 700, which is really interesting because I already talked about awareness from the beginning. I think it starts with the awareness of all of these ranges of emotions that are available in our body. I think awareness is where we really start to understand ourselves and where we are on this scale. After that is the great void, divine grace and love union, and supra casual. Supra, am I saying that right? Supra casual truth and full consciousness. And we want to get to a point, even that awareness and the great void and love and unity, that's the goal, to reach full potential consciousness. That would be great. But even just being in the awareness is like amazing, because the self awareness is for me, that's 50% of the work that you're doing already. Because any emotion that will come up, any trigger that will come up, you'll understand that a trigger is a treasure and it's there to teach you about your healing, where your weak spots are, and how you can transmute them just by feeling into those emotions, right? And the more we do that, the more abundance is going to come in because you're telling to the universe like, "Oh, I'm self-aware and I'm tapping more into love right now. I'm choosing to love. I'm choosing to forgive than to feel anger. I'm feeling a desire right now, but understanding that I don't need to fulfill that desire. It can be for anything, for alcohol, for all these vices, right? We don't want to feel our emotions. So a lot of people they self-medicate. If they self-medicate with food, with alcohol, with smoking, with sexual pleasure, there's all these things that, external, like, tentacly things that people are, like, trying to, "I don't wanna feel this, so I'm gonna do all this stuff," and really, it all comes back when somebody's done doing all those things, and they wanna change, and really the awareness part is coming back to self and start checking your inventory with yourself, right? Alright, so there's another chart here. You attract what you are. There is a saying, you attract what you are, not what you want. If you want to be great, then be great. So here's our responsibility, guys. Our responsibility is to make sure that what you are is what you want to attract. So if you still are operating from anger, guilt, and shame, and those emotions keep popping up in your life in patterns and like, oh, I'm maybe there's a pattern in your life with certain relationships and every time it brings you to the place of shame, it brings you to the place of fear. You keep opening the news that you know is not good for you. You keep it, I just had a conversation with somebody yesterday and she was like in this beautiful point where was she? I think anyway, she was in a beautiful island. I can't remember where, and she said, "I'm in this fear and anxiety." I'm like, "Okay, if you didn't watch the news right now for a full year, would you still be fearful and would you be anxious?" And she's like, "No, it's really peaceful here." I'm like, "I know. I'm also in Bali. There's nothing going on." Like, if I didn't know what's going on in the news, if I didn't open the news, I'd probably be in super bliss all the time. So, if you're opening the news knowing that it's making you fearful and anxious, don't do it. Watch something that will make you happy. Put music that will make you happy. Take responsibility on what makes you feel good and take responsibility to release what doesn't make you feel good. You are in charge of how you feel. It's only you. Even if something happened with somebody in your life and it triggered you, you're like, I don't want this to happen. I don't want to feel this way. This guy da 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 that he did this, she did this, da da da, and you're blaming somebody else. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work, and it's not gonna help you elevate your consciousness. I remember going to my first therapy session when I was 26 or 27. This was in my years in Israel. The first thing my therapist told me back then, I was very confused. I wasn't happy. And the first thing she said, I was blaming my parents. I was like, my mom did this, my dad did that. And she's like, She was like, great. Now, when are you going to take responsibility for what they did? And I got so triggered. I'm like, you're saying that I did something wrong? She's like, everything that happens in your life is you. Everything, including your mother. And I had such a hard time, but really, I integrated this. And on a spiritual journey, when you are in your ascension path, maybe you're not even realizing you're on ascension path, but we're all on an ascension path. We're all here in this cosmic universe on this earth plane, hovering in space, with amnesia, starting to remember what we're here doing. But basically, we're here for the spiritual journey. We're here to find the light, to remember the light and remember who we are. And the first thing that really changed my life was taking accountability for everything. My parents, my upbringing, everything, my relationships, my body, everything is me. So I really invite you the next time you're experiencing a trigger, maybe it's from the news, maybe it's from a loved one, a mom, maybe it's family member, maybe it's a boyfriend, maybe it's your husband, maybe it's your wife, to if you're feeling any kind of pointing finger, oh my God, it's their fault. Ooh, that's a good moment to stop right there and take responsibility. And then ask yourself, what can I do right now in this very moment to see inside myself why this is reflecting outwards, right? So I'm going to read this again. You attract what you are. If there is something in your external reality that is happening and it's triggering you, it's inside of you. So let's say you met someone at a cafe and they're doing something that's triggering you. They said something that's triggering you. That trigger is your medicine because that trigger is going to tell you what you have inside of you that you haven't resolved yet. Easier said than done, but that's just an invitation. So when that specific thing comes up, I invite you to go back into your own little cave, your own little space. Write it down. Write down what triggered you. Write down what you're feeling and try to find the location in the body that you're feeling it. Here, my friend, that is called self awareness. And you put your hand on your body where that is. Let's say I feel it in my gut, in my stomach, and you put your hands on your gut and you say, I identify here. You know what? It's really hard to identify emotions, but you have this chart so you can screenshot it, the map of consciousness. And I want you to try to name this feeling. Some people have a hard time naming their feeling, but here you have all of this list, right? And see what you're feeling in your body and write it down, right? Let's say you're feeling, oh my God, this person it made me feel, let's say, grief or regret. And, there's like all these names of levels, right? The levels of these traits. And then you have associated emotional state. So anxiety, regret, despair, blame, humiliation, hate, scorn, affirmation, and then all the good stuff, trust, optimism, forgiveness. But right now, we're focusing on the lower vibrational stuff. So let's say you met somebody at a cafe, they said something and it made you feel super anxious. They talked about the world and how it's falling apart and da 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 da. And we don't know what's going to happen. And there's not enough abundance. And they're just all this toxic energy coming out of their mouth. And that's their reality. And the thing is that we're sponges. We are an energy sponge. And if we surround ourselves with someone with that mentality and allow that to enter our energy space, that's going to create that in our reality. So here I am reminding you that what you allow in your field, your energetic field, is your responsibility. If you want to feel good, you feeling good is the recipe to attract anything you want, pretty much, just like feeling great. But if something is coming into your reality and it's triggering all these lower emotions, then yeah, that's what's going to come back into your field. And that's who you are, right? You are what you're feeling. You are. So again, attracting somebody comes in your life, it triggers you. Try to identify the emotional state that you're feeling. Find it in your body. Put your hands in that space. Be fully aware of what you're feeling and just feel it. No external pleasures, no external drinking, no external anything. You feel it until you transmute it. That is the first step in healing, my friends. And that is also the way we navigate through our emotional states and bring light into the body. It's pretty much just spending time with yourself and your triggers and and not just triggers, spending time with yourself with your joy too. But right now we're just talking about how to heal those parts, right? Okay. So I'm just going to kind of go over what we have on this chart, right? Let's just give an example. Let's go to the lowest vibration. Let's say you're feeling shame. I've dealt with a lot of body shame here. I'm super vulnerable with everybody. I've dealt with body shame probably my whole life. I didn't wear short pants, I think, until I was 22. Well, maybe when I was younger, and then when I was self-aware of my body, I didn't wear like short pants until when I was 22 years old. I was like, okay, I think I'm feeling more confident. That's pretty harsh, like not wearing short pants because like what I was ashamed of my body. And it took me a long time to work through that. And I feel like today I have still some of those resonance left, but I'm aware of it, right? Shame. And that brings you to the emotional state of humiliation. Maybe you feel humiliated if you wear short pants or whatever state you are within your body. But the self-awareness is key. Like I can be here vulnerable and say, oh, that was part of my life and not be ashamed or humiliated by it anymore. And talking about it is actually very healing and very liberating, right? Knowing that you have those emotions, that and that's like the lowest vibration on the scale, the shame and humiliation. But just talking about it brings you And feeling good about it brings you back to 350, which is acceptance, right? I accepted that about myself. I accepted that I had a shadow, a body shadow, body image shadow, and now I'm in acceptance, which brings me to 310 and hopeful. And oh, sorry, 350 forgiveness and harmonious. That so just self-awareness, self-acceptance is such a big deal. And learning to love those parts of yourself is reverence and I don't know that word, benign, complete, joy. Um, all right. So let's give another example. Let's say you're angry. You're angry at your roommate. You're angry at your husband. They didn't take out the trash. Oh no. How many times did I ask you to do that? So you're angry. And that brings you to hatred. That's 150. That's the frequency number. And then antagonistic. Um, probably saying that wrong. If some of you don't know, English is my second language, so sometimes I get words like that kind of funky. I know I don't sound like it's my second language, but it is. Big words kind of intimidate me. Another vulnerable fact. um, all right. So, and let's go to love. We already talked about love. Let's go to neutrality. So there's see how it changes from courage to neutrality? Neutrality is a very good place to be because it's like you're not black and you're not white. It's not there's nothing good or bad. There's just like what is. And when you see that energy, let's say neutrality is energy, right? And when you see energy as just energy, you see that it's a neutral thing. And then it starts to be a choice. Like, where do I want to take this energy? Do I want to take it to a darker place, which sometimes is actually very liberating because you learn from the contrast? Or do I want to be in the fluffy light energy, right? That neutrality, the understanding, trusting brings you into the associated emotional state is trust. If I'm neutral, I can trust in the universe, right? I'm feeling all right. Like I'm aware that there's a universal energy. It's neutral. So I completely give in to trust because I know I'm protected. That's my belief, right? Even a good belief is a belief. I believe that I can trust the universe and I'm protected all the time. And that brings me satisfactory. That is satisfaction. It brings me a sense of, yeah, peace and satisfaction. So, does anybody have any questions about what I just talked about, the map of consciousness? I'm going to look at your comments real quick and see what I can pull up from here. Do, 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 do. Mm-mm-mm. Check belief system, thinking changes. Mm-mm-mm-mm. One moment, guys. Okay, I don't see. Oh, somebody says is the rumble keeps cutting the stream. Does anybody else experience it, or is it only Ella? Ellie? Just let me know because on my end everything is streaming just fine. So let me know. All right. Somebody said shame and guilt is the prison that victimizes us. We have the key. Totally. So going back to the example of my pants, I was scared to go out with pants. There's a reason for this. I had all kinds of relationships that were kind of harsh when I was younger that gave me beautiful contrast for where I am today. I'm grateful for every little experience I went through in my life. But wow, that was my prison. I remember I went to Hawaii 2, 3 years ago, and there was this woman. She was really big, like probably one of the biggest bodies I've ever seen. I was in a nude beach and she was completely naked. And I just sat there and I was so amazed by her confidence. And she was liberated. She felt totally confident in her body. And it really made me realize how her consciousness was so elevated that she could do that. And I was scared to go with short pants all my childhood. Like, so it's just amazing to see people. It doesn't matter how you look, how old you are. If you are owning it and you love yourself, you won. It takes you out of that prison. It takes you out of that guilt and shame. And even if that guilt and shame is still present and you're aware of it and you talk to that part of you, you also win because you're aware of it. It's not happening on autopilot. You're not in the back seat in the car and your guilt and shame is driving. You're driving. Guilt and shame is in the back of the car and you're like, "Okay, I see you guys, but I'm taking the wheel here. I'm going to feel good about this anyways." It's about self-awareness. So thank you. Thank you for that comment. Um Touching your traumas will release them eventually. Realizing just being aware of the traumas will really help. Even talking about that will be great. Um, this is a side of May we haven't seen. I'm loving this. So super rad. I know. I normally am not really teaching, but actually I have done the chakra course, and in chakra course I'm also teaching a lot. So if you guys haven't done the chakra course yet, it's a 7 chakra healing course, and I also teach about the chakras. So if you haven't seen that side of me, you can find more there, by the way. um just want to see if I want to just look at your comments one moment. You're a great teacher. Thank you. Love this show, so informative. Thank you. Gypsy Mama. Give a shout out to Gypsy Mama in the chat. Hello, darling. So good to have you here. Oh, so nice to see everybody. And people are telling me that it's streaming good. So thank you. Somebody's saying, let that shit go. New bumper sticker. Let that shit go, right? Be aware of that shit and let go of that shit. And you can quote me. All right. Okay, so let's continue. I'm just going to scroll a little more. Okay. Thank you, Meg668. Meg668 is saying, I know people who avoid all difficult emotions and just jump into positive ones. That doesn't feel like the answer either. Well, that's very true. And what I said about this map of consciousness is not bypassing. That's called spiritual bypass or emotional bypass. And it's not. What I'm saying is identifying what you're feeling, right? We're gonna go over this again. Identifying your emotion, your trigger, the trigger is the treasure. You're identifying the trigger. You can use this map of consciousness, let's say in your phone. You're feeling really angry. You remember that you have the map of consciousness. Some people don't remember and they're going to go into autopilot into that emotion. That's okay too. Remember that you have this map of consciousness. I'm angry. This person cut me in line. I was getting coffee. Right? Maybe wasn't when you had somebody ignore you in your childhood, so it really, really upsets you if somebody cut you in line. Maybe something like, I don't know. I'm just giving a silly example right now. There could be triggers that are more triggering for one person than another person. But let's say you're feeling that. I'm not saying to completely be like in love and reason and joy. It's identifying what you're feeling, figuring it out where it's in your body, giving it a name could be really helpful for you to understand why you're feeling what you're feeling, and giving it love like a little child, putting your hands and breathing into that space. That is called transmuting. Transmuting a lower vibrational emotion into self-awareness. I'm aware of what I'm feeling. I know where it's in my body. I'm breathing into it. I'm taking a conscious moment in my life to give it love. I'm not lighting a cigarette. I'm not calling a friend to talk about it and gossip. I'm not eating a sandwich right now or going to get some food that's not really nourishing just to feel better. I'm not going to go maybe watch something on like television or anything. There's all these ways of self-medicating. You're giving it love and you're transmuting it. Then the more you do that, you're going to be coming more into those higher vibrational emotions. And then you're not bypassing, you're doing the work. That's what's called doing the work. All right. So thank you, Meg668, for saying that we're not looking to bypass. We are looking to be aware. Awareness, 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 awareness. Okay. So let me just look what else we got going on. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to continue with our scale. Anybody just last moment to take a picture if you want to? If not, you can also watch this later. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There. Okay. This is a very cliche. If you're new on the journey, This might not be cliche. If you are on the journey and you don't, and you're like already working with energy, then you know this one. This one is a very famous quote, but it has so much wisdom. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. The one and only Nikola Tesla. He knew it and he tried to share it with the world. And here we are. It's all about frequency and vibration and energy. So it's our responsibility to elevate our energy. How do we do that? We identify what makes us feel negative and we work on those negative emotions, transmute them so we can be in the higher levels of consciousness. When we operate from the higher level of consciousness, which is acceptance, awareness, love, it's easier to manifest. And because when we feel good, all the good things come our way. Have you ever had a bad day? Have you ever had a bad day where you spilled coffee on your shirt in the morning? And you had a white shirt and you felt so crappy and like, oh, I don't have time to go and change. I have to go to work. And then at work, something happened and your boss told you something, da 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 da, maybe, I don't know. And they come in waves, right? You know how you have like vibration, something didn't work out, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then you had a bad day. Then if something good happened that day, you got a promotion, I don't know, you got raised, some money came in, you met a lover, you met somebody really cute, you met a best friend, somebody that really made you cheerful, you had a good dance. Your day is going to be probably going to continue being super great. If you had a bad day, it's probably going to, like, if you don't work on those emotions that made you feel, if you haven't made that decision, okay, I'm going to change this energy and I'm just going to breathe out the negativity and start saying good affirmations. Good affirmations, just by saying the words, things can shift. So, yeah, energy, frequency, and vibration. Thank you, Nikola Tesla. Let's keep going. To magnetize abundance into your reality, release all physical and lower vibratory energy that is taking space in your life that is not in resonance with your highest alignment. I'm going to say it again. To magnetize abundance, I'm going to add wealth and prosperity into your reality. Release all physical and low vibratory energy that is taking space in your life that is not in resonance with your highest alignment. It is your responsibility. And what does that look like? I made a chart for you guys. Okay. To clear old energy from your physical environment that is not in alignment with abundance. We're talking about physical stuff. Wardrobe, clothes, everything holds energy. Clothes that you haven't worn in a year or two, give it away. Gift, the art of gifting, gift it to somebody. Give it to somebody that doesn't have anything. Clutter. My dad, wow. My dad, I love you. And he doesn't really watch my shows. So I'm gonna, and my mom also, and my mom does watch my shows, but she's gonna laugh if she sees this. My dad loves collecting and not letting go. Like he's so like, my it's just unbelievable. Like if you go to my dad's office, there's papers from like the past 20 years, there's books, there's all these things, and I just learned to laugh at it. But that's clutter. And my dad actually is really good with abundance. This doesn't mean if you have clutter, you cannot be abundant, but it would be way better if you released it because it makes space. Does anybody, I think I shared this in the last show. And during October this year, I had a storage unit in the United States. And when I moved to Bali, I put my stuff, whatever I didn't sell, I put in a storage unit. And I lost my credit card in Bali. And I updated a lot of the things that I pay online, and I forgot to update my storage unit. And I didn't know that if you don't update your credit card for 90 days on the storage unit, they auction your stuff. I had no clue. And I totally forgot about it. And I just one day get an email that all my stuff got auctioned, including photos where I was a photographer, all my artwork where I started channeling, all the papers gone. Luckily, I have some of it photographed. And wow, I felt like somebody just pulled the rug underneath my feet. And it took me 3 days to like process it. And then actually I felt relieved. I didn't have to go back to the States to deal with it. I didn't have to worry about belongings, and it was just stuff. And oh my god, there's just so much stuff that you can replace it with. Maybe the photographs, maybe all the things, maybe not, but I whatever is important, I do have backed up on a backup. Not all of it, but most of it. No, not even most of it, but the things that I liked, I do have backed up or on my website and my photography website. So it was a big lesson for me and letting go. Another story. Um 2 years ago when I was living in California, I was very unhappy. There was, like I didn't have a neighbor that I liked, and I was going through also a transition, like, realizing, how I was living in California and that I wasn't happy, and my friend invited me to Hawaii for 3 days. I ended up staying for 3 months, some of you probably remember, and what happened to me in those 3 months, I detached from my belongings. Like, I had a whole house with all these stuff, and, when I came back the number of people watching right now is 444. Very cool. And, I remember when I came back after 3 months, I already had a ticket to Bali, and before I went to Hawaii, I was really attached to my stuff. I was like I made my house look the way I liked it. I had all my art stuff. I had, like, clothes, things that I really shoes, I don't know, all these things that I really liked. And when I came back, I was like, "I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care." Like, the nature something in nature really helped me get a perspective about clutter. And in 2 weeks, I just started selling everything, not caring, just jewelry, things. I was like, whatever I need, I made 2 suitcases, filled it up with the stuff that I needed, took it to Bali, and that's it. And so I had that experience of letting go. And then the last one with my storage unit. And really, what I have with me right now is what I have. And it's amazing how much more stuff you can get if you wanted to. It's available everywhere. And really, the lighter your load, the lighter you have belongings, the more space you have to think and more space light can come in, abundance come in, newness, right? Letting go of the old, allowing new energy to come in. Things, objects, and things that actually match your vibration now. Like, if I went to my old wardrobe before Bali, I'd probably be like, I have nothing to do with a lot of winter stuff. Like, I would have nothing to do with it. And now in Bali, I have, like, this new style that I accumulated. Can you tell? And, it makes me happier, and it's more aligned with who I am today. And so we always wanna kinda, like, check in with ourselves. Do I wanna How do I wanna dress? How do I wanna feel? Dressing the way you dress is how you feel. So getting rid of the old, gifting it, clutter, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. If I can do it, you can do it, trust me. Maybe it's a Libra in me that I like beautiful things, and somehow I learned to let go. I had the most letting go of my storage unit was one of the biggest lessons this year. So clutter, right? So wardrobe, clutter, food, lower vibrational food. One day I'm gonna put a scale on the food. Basically, whatever gets the most sunshine, fruits, vegetables, nuts, coconuts, is gonna be the higher vibrational food. What doesn't get enough sunlight, meat, dairy, processed foods, um, are gonna be the most lower vibrational food as far as vibration goes. I'm not saying that don't eat meat or don't eat eggs or don't I love all those things. I'm actually not vegan. However, you wanna minimize those foods and eat more of the energy, more of the food that has light in it, that has gotten sunshine. So and you wanna eat them, like a smoothie bowl, probably not a good idea because it has a lot of stuff in it. A banana would be better to get one food at a time, eat it to get the fiber, and eat one food intuitively at a time. Sugars that are natural, like fruit, have it in the morning, and lime with water. Um, Removing sugar from your diet completely would be the best beneficial thing for you. Replacing it with raw honey. If you do like something sweet, get the raw, unfiltered, unprocessed honey. That's going to be the highest vibration of sweetness that you can get, or maple syrup that's organic in moderation. And eat those foods more in the morning to get more energy, drinking lots and lots of water, and then eating more whole foods. Um, Trying to stay to things of the earth, of the trees, and the more they have them on the trees, this is my logic. If you have a tree that has many apples, you probably want to eat more apples because it has fiber and it really helps clear your digestion, right? So the tree is giving you a lot of apples, probably wants you to eat apples. If the tree is giving you a lot of nuts and seeds from different, you probably want to get more of that. And if things are harder to get, like killing an animal, sorry, but yes, but some people eat meat. So getting fish is kind of hard to catch. So you're not probably supposed to eat that very much. Or getting meat, even though they're in the supermarket and you can get it any time. If it was you in nature, you'd probably have a hard time getting meat in certain times of the year. So that's going to tell you what the natural way that you're supposed to eat. The more of it in nature, seasonal, then you want to go to those towards those foods wherever climate that you are. So here in Bali, there's tons of coconuts, pineapples, and papayas. And what's interesting that in tropical climate, you have parasites. Parasites here are very normal in the more humid areas. And papaya seeds kill parasites. Pineapple kills parasites. Coconut meat kills parasites. So everything is kind of like given to you in nature for your climate and where you're supposed to be. In Canada, I pretty much Canada and the States. Is Canada filled with blueberries? Here, Ocean said blueberries. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Blueberries help clear heavy metals. Plus, it's the color blue. It can help your throat chakra. It can help all the upper chakras, even help you maybe with manifestation. And it's so good and filled with antioxidants. So really find those plants and those the gifts from Mother Earth that she provides with such generosity to check in your area what is most abundant for you and what is easiest to get. If you can pick it up from a tree, super easy. You're supposed to eat more of it. If it's hard for you to get, eat less of it. And that's just common logic because the universe is so wise, wiser than us, and she already shows us what we need. And water, make sure you get good water and make sure you get your salts and everything that your body needs to function. Um, Limes and lemons. I really recommend to drink water. Lime is very healthy. Just squeeze a lime inside the water, lemon in the water, drink it in the morning, wake up your body, wake up your digestion. Very, very, very good for you. Super simple too, right? And fermented foods, very important, a little bit with every meal. And yeah, and then if you do all those little things, you won't really need supplements or anything like that, even though our food is depleted, the soils are depleted from minerals. And so if you get some kind of blue spirulina or green spirulina full of minerals and moringa, you can look up moringa. They have moringa is probably a plant that has the most minerals that your body needs, and you can just live off moringa and some salt and water. So look up those things. That will definitely help raise your vibration. Relationships. Now, this is a big one. Relationships, people. As you expand, as you grow, you're going to see that people in your life are probably going to fall out because when we evolve, when our consciousness evolves, you're going to start noticing that certain people are not going to align. This definitely happened in my life. People that I was so close to, dear friends. And yeah, like the love is still there, but the level of awareness and understanding is different. I remember that I had that moment in my childhood friends where I heard them gossip about other people, and I had such a hard time with that. I'm like, I can't talk about other people. I'm not going to do it. Gossiping is, it really comes back to you in the end of the day. And I started cutting people out of my life that talk about other people and gossip. And I had that realization, and that was a long time ago. And I remember how those specific traits in certain people were toxic, and I didn't want it around. And yeah, you'll start seeing that as you evolve and you have a lot of self awareness for yourself, what is good for you and what doesn't serve you anymore. And just so you know that even if you find yourself on your own, which I have too, that's okay. Ask Creator to show you the way, to show you the people that do match your consciousness, that do match your vibration in your heart. And ask Creator to show you the way to those people and to find your tribe. And here we are, everybody in this chat, meet each other, say hi to each other because you are each other's tribe. I'm your tribe. And we're doing here this amazing work together, really for self expansion and wanting to better ourselves so we can better the collective. So it's all really, really a beautiful thing together. So, yeah, relationships that are not aligned, start making choices and start doing a relationship detox. Just like our body needs a detox, so does our friendships and our connections in our life. Deceased relative belongings. Now, this could be triggering for some people because we lose people in our life, right? Some people have gone and transitioned to the different realm and we keep their stuff. And what I would say about that is keep what's only necessary, because detachment also from the past is really important. And your heart is just a brain of itself. It's going to remember what's needed. And so if there's a lot of somebody's belongings, you can keep the most important things or maybe put it in a specific place that's not in everywhere in your home, and put it somewhere else in a very sacred space that you know that this, like if it was a mother or a father, I'm not telling you to get rid of it, but put it all in one place and then you can revisit it when you feel like you need to. But it is important to purify your space from an energy that is not in your life anymore. Okay. Past partnership. This is a big one. Past partners, photos, letters, belongings, text messages, WhatsApp messages, Facebook messages, people that you've dated, you divorced. Yeah, you're not in your life anymore. Take it out of your body. Take it out of your phone. Take it out of. Make space. You don't need that anymore. Good. If it's really important, put it somewhere that you can't. You're not. It's not accessible to your phone anymore. And if you're ready to let it go, let it go. Make space for a new love to come in, for someone that does serve your heart now. Um, yes. So detox your phone and detox your photos, detox your text messages. All that is really, really important. Financial disorganization. If you have debt, if you have taxes, if you have, this one's for me. I hate doing taxes, but it's part of life. It's good to get everything in organization. If you have any debt, if you owe a friend money, if you owe somebody money, it's not going to be so easy to get money into your life, right? Because you owe. So you want to get your debt out of the way so all this abundance can come to you. At least if you don't have all the money to pay someone, start doing it little by little. Show intention that you want to get it done with. Unfulfilling work environment. If you're not happy in your work environment, you're not going to be happy, period. Start to believe in yourself that you can do what you find something that you love doing. Figure it out. If you don't know what it is, write 5 things that you like doing and try them out. See if you like to do that actually as a living. I started with photography. I did pretty good. I didn't know exactly what photographer I was going to be. I ended up selling my photos just as an art piece. I did like pregnancy photos back in the day. I did weddings. Oh, it was such hard work. And eventually people loved my art or my photography as an art piece. And I printed them on metal and I sold them in different festivals. And that worked for me for a while. And now here I am doing healing. I've healing myself, helping others. So, and I'm very happy. It doesn't feel like work. This feels like part of life. So find something that gives you passion, something that you're passionate about, something that you love doing. Write 5 of them down, try them out, see what happens, and make sure that you're happy delivering and creating that financial stability that you love with something that you love doing. Lack of body movement and stagnancy. This is really important. Movement, the more you move, the more space you're going to have in your body. Energy is going to be able to come move in your body. Now, for those of you that have a disability, maybe somebody's here on a wheelchair, maybe somebody doesn't have a leg, maybe somebody has a disability. If you have a problem standing up, move your head. If you don't have a hand, move your other hand. If whatever it is that your disability is. Have you seen people on a wheelchair play basketball? Oh my God. There's people that are doing amazing things with a disability and they find a way. So movement doesn't matter what your disability is. If you can wiggle your nose and that's the only thing you can wiggle, work on that. If your eyes are the only thing you can move your eyes. If you can move your whole body, go for a walk, dance, do things that for me, I just want to say that dance makes me so happy. And I'm ecstatic dancer and I go to ecstatic dance for the past 8 years. And when I went to ecstatic dance for the first time, I was so afraid. I was like, I haven't danced in years. I don't even remember how to do it. And it was really in my head. And what I've learned through this practice is that dance movement is not a mind practice. If your mind if your mind is in it, you're not doing it right. So movement, if you're moving, dance like nobody's watching. Allow your body to explore movement. Allow your body to do positions that you've never done before. Even if you feel heavy in your body, which I sometimes am a victim of that. If I eat too much or something, I love food. Um, so if you feel heavy, even if you're feeling heavy, try to move your stomach, try to be a ballerina, try to do different things, make yourself look silly. Sillier you are, the better you're gonna feel in your body because you're gonna laugh at yourself, get comfortable at laughing at yourself. This is very healing. Laughter is very healing. Movement is very healing. And so if you haven't moved in a long time and it's so hard to start, I always tell people just move part of your body for, I don't know, 10 movements. Another hand, see how you feel. Bend over, do that, just a little bit of yoga. Yoga doesn't have to be a full, you don't have to go to a class. You can just spin your head and see where the pain is. And if you have pain, just leave your body in that space until it loosens up. Movement. All right. Overworking. If you find yourself overworking, then please make sure that you have time for yourself because that's really important. Now, in this platform where I'm broadcasting, it says slide 8 underneath overworking. So I can't, is there another thing written under overworking? Please let me know because I cannot see it. Can I move this thing? I can't. Does anybody see anything under overworking? Okay. If not, that's okay. Next slide. So, clearing old energy from your energetic and emotional body is not in alignment with abundance. So here we are going back into these lower vibrational emotions. All right? Fear, doubt, negative self-talk. Huge. Has anybody ever read the book? It's called, what is it called? Getting a little brain fart here. Man. Okay, it'll come back to me. There's a book called, okay, I can't think about it right now. I will think about it in a moment and maybe it'll come up. But negative self-talk, it's that inner voice, right? The inner voice in our head, which is our ego mind. It lives talking. It's very busy. It's very chatty. It's very monkey. Or that's why people call it monkey mind. Monkey mind. Like, blah, 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 blah. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. You can do this better. You can do that. Blah, and so much. So much. That's why meditation is so important because there's this like blah, 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 da, 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 da. Have you ever tried to sit down and meditate and all your mind is doing, oh, you didn't do the dishes. You didn't do, you need to go this. You forgot to take your kid out of school. Oh my God. You should have wore something else. You should have wore this. You should have done that. Da, 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 da. And your brain just does that. Have you ever noticed that? Now, what's so special about meditation? A lot of people say, I cannot do meditation because I think too much. I'm like, well, that's why you need to do meditation. The thing about meditation is not that we stop thinking. Man, if that would be a thing, I mean, that's where we want to go. It's becoming the witness of the monkey mind. It's pretty much sitting and being aware of that talk. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Now, Osho, which was a master, he has a book, and I forgot the name of the book too. Man, I want to remember that other book. Anyway, he used to talk about meditation, right? How when we're sitting and meditating, we're closing our eyes. Our thoughts, if you can mimic them as clouds in the sky, if we're sitting and watching the clouds, we're not judging the clouds, right? We're looking at the clouds, but we don't have any emotions attached to them. Maybe we think they're beautiful. But if you could look at your thoughts as if they are clouds without judgment, without emotion, and every time you have a judgment and you're aware, the witness is aware of that thought, you breathe and breathe out. So I'm sitting here, let's say I'm sitting in my meditation pillow. You can sit on a pillow if I like sitting on a pillow to elevate my butt just a little bit so my back would be straight. So sitting on my meditation pillow and I'm sitting and I had a whole day and this is my monkey mind. Oh, you should have done this. Right? It's blah, 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 blah. And so every time I'm noticing that, suddenly I'm like, wait, I'm breathing in that thought and I'm breathing it out. And suddenly it's a cloud. I'm aware of it. I'm not giving in to that thought. Okay. So then there's suddenly some space, but then another thought, another monkey comes in. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. That monkey mind. And It's saying blah, 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 and then I'm like, okay, okay, okay. Taking a breath and breathing it out. And so self-negative talk, gosh, we all have it. And if you don't have it, good for you. I even still have it. And it gets better with awareness. It gets better with love. It gets better that when we say something that's negative to ourselves, we can stop and say, actually, no, you're not allowed. You're not allowed. You're not allowed. I don't allow you in my vortex. If I heard myself saying, I have a lot of like I'm short and I'm a little bit chubbier than other women. And I say, oh, I say, have this negative talk about me. I shouldn't have eaten that. No, no, because and then I'm putting that energy into that food and then I'm eating it. If I'm guilty about what I'm eating guilt. If I'm shameful about what I eat, I'm eating shame. So it's important to be aware of those things. If you are eating, do it consciously, bless it. Bless that food, put it in your body, feel good about it. If you said a certain thing and it's not something that you liked that you said to yourself, you can say, giving an example, um, I shouldn't have done that, but I love that. Okay. I don't know if that was a good example, but let's say I shouldn't have eaten that and I love that. You resist if you have that resistance, just kill it with I love that and I love that and I love that. And it's all about the awareness of being aware that you're even thinking and saying something to yourself that's negative. But try to, if you find yourself, catch yourself and just say, and I love that. So, limiting beliefs, we're going to get to in a minute. We want to work on our beliefs, and that's what I'm here to do to facilitate that with you guys. Resentment, guilt, shame, all these lower vibrational emotions are possible to release with some little bit of help and work. Procrastination, anything that you are stuck, write it down what you need to do and find the time to do it because that definitely also holds space. Lack of gratitude will definitely not get you far. You want to bring more gratitude into your life. These are the things that we're letting go of, right, guys? Scarcity mindset, attachment to outcomes. Whew, that is huge, especially in relationships when people like want something from another person. You know how like people are in relationships and the woman thinks, oh, the man should already know what I want. They stop talking to their partner because, oh, he should know what I want. They have an attachment to an outcome with their partner, but they're not voicing out what they want. And then they think that the person is supposed to know. That doesn't work that way. You need to learn to voice out what your needs are and let go of attachment to outcomes. And really, that brings you to the present moment. Feelings of unworthiness, comparing oneself to another. That is like, we really don't want to do that. We're so unique. Each and every one of us has such a beautiful gift. Why would I want to compare myself? So don't do that. Learn to bless each other's gifts and learn from each other's gifts. Holding on to past traumas, that's what I'm here to do, to facilitate work on trauma and pain. That's definitely easier to do with somebody that can, be a guide for you and like so they can help you see your blind spots. Traumas can equal as blind spots and we're here for each other, and so it's really nice to have somebody facilitate some healing for you if you're in a loop of trauma. Lack of forgiveness, so important to forgive people and not have any grudges to the people that you care about or people that you've cared about in the past, but then something happened. Forgiveness is for you, not for the other person. Even if somebody did the worst thing in the world. Take it, for instance, like this is harder when it's more collective stuff like the world and wars. Can we find forgiveness for the collective bullshit? Um, you know, things like that. Can we forgive the bigger things that are in the collective? Can we do that as a collective? Can we find forgiveness for people that have done some awful things? It's really important to clear that energy so we can be in a more loving state. Now, I see seeking external validation, and I can't see what's written underneath that. So, if anybody can help me write that, seeking external validation is really one of them. I once did Vipassana, and this is what happened to me in my Vipassana journey. In my Vipassana journey, you weren't allowed to look at people, you weren't allowed to talk for 10 days. And what started happening to me as people were walking by, this was like I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, as people were walking by in this retreat, I've noticed that without talking and without looking into someone's eyes and smiling, which I love doing, I love smiling at people because I like getting smiled back. That's the validation. Wow. Isn't that crazy? I like smiling at somebody else because I enjoy getting a smile back. And somehow that validates my existence. I didn't know I was doing that. I had no idea. And in this Vipassana, I recognized that when I didn't smile at people because we weren't supposed to look at each other's eyes and we took out the verbal communication. Whoa, no energy is coming out. It's all inside. Then that's when I realized how much that validation was part of my life, but without really knowing that that's what I was doing. That's just like autopilot because you smile, you talk to people, so much verbal energy. So maybe try to go and little experiment. See why you do what you do. See why you're nice to people. See why you paid for somebody's meal. Just little things, and I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying being aware what your motivation is, and if you need a validation from someone else, check in with that, you know? People do really crazy things and some really funny things just to get validated without when on autopilot. It was as simple as smiling to somebody else for me just to get a smile back, just to have a great day. And that's self-validation, external validation. And it can be that's a smaller example, but there can be bigger ones, of course, attention and all kinds of things. So what are the other two that I can't see? I see something from intuition, distraction from intuition. Let me see if I can read this under this little slide 9. Being closed off to opportunities. Thank you. Disconnection from, thank you, future 13. Disconnection from intuition, being closed off to opportunities. So your intuition, the more you open up your blocks and release your blocks, your intuition is going to be a lot easier to connect with. Um, so that's what we're doing here. We're going to keep doing this on this show. We're going to keep opening up these blocks and opening up opportunities. When your intuition, you'll also have more of a connection to your intuition to choose, to feel your gut. You'll learn how to feel your body, what's right for you and what's wrong for you. So when opportunities come, even if it's something that you never thought you're going to do, or you never thought you were going to try something like that, be open to it. And your intuition is going to help. That's going to be your GPS to know, oh, this feels good. This feels like a fuck yes, excuse my language, or it feels like a fuck no. And I like the word fuck yes and fuck no because it emphasizes it. Even Osho had this thing, it's I don't know. If you look up on YouTube and look up Osho, he has a whole thing about the word fuck, which I think it's hilarious because it can be a really good emphasis, like fuck yes. And it can also go have a fucking good day, right? It's just, anyway, look it up. But anyways, use that. I'm giving you permission to go into the fuck yes. If it feels like a fuck yes, that's your intuition saying, oh my God, this is great. And if you check in your body and says like, oh, this is a fuck no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to stay up late and go to a party and drink all night because I have yoga in the morning. Yes. There is a point in people's lives when they decide to go on a healthy journey and they start saying no to the things that they used to do just to go at 5 a.m. to yoga because that feels aligned. So what feels like a fuck yes in the past can change into a different fuck yes in the future. And I really emphasize checking in with your body with the fuck yes and fuck no method. And I'm going to share more. I'll start using the fuck yes and fuck no because it's a great analogy for our intuition. All right. Somebody saying, fuck that. Okay. Somebody did. I don't know how to explain to say your name. Diggy Bean 16. Diggy Bean 16 says, fuck that. Okay. Enough with the word fuck. All right. So, how to raise your vibration. Da, 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 da. Sparkles, unicorns, rainbows. Ready? This is the fun part. We want to raise our vibration, raise our frequency so all the yummy stuff can manifest into our life. Gratitude practice, gratitude attitude. You know what, guys? Gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that I have. Thank you, thank you. Say it with me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here today. Can you feel your heart when I say that? Thank you. Thank you for being here. Gisela, Jeanette, Larry, William, all you beautiful people, thank you for being here. Can you feel the love? Right? So easy. Just the word thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And I really am. I'm not just saying that. I'm very grateful that you're here, that we're doing it together. But just saying that makes my heart rise. I'm already feeling the energy so strong right now. All right. And let's go to positive affirmations. Let's do a little exploration. I know this show is becoming long, but I feel like it's a good thing. I think it's okay. So I just want to do a little experiment with everybody. All right. Where did I write it? Okay. We are going to do an affirmation practice. Anybody feeling good about that? Please write yes on the comments if you want to do a little affirmation experience. Experiment experience. Ready? Okay. So I'm going to say an affirmation and I'm going to leave space for you to repeat after me verbally out loud. Cool? Everybody's with a yes? Somebody wrote, "Hi, I'm Tony Robbins." That's funny. Are you making fun of me or are you really Tony Robbins? Anyway, okay. If you're making fun of me, that's totally fine. I don't mind. Okay. So let's do this manifestation experiment. And what we're doing here is checking how we feel after we say it. Okay. Diggy bean, fuck yes. All right. All right. Okay. So I'm going to say a sentence and you're going to repeat after me. Take a deep breath, everybody. Neutralizing our energy. Repeat after me. I am divine, and divine I am. You repeat it out loud. I am abundant, and abundant I am. You can also write it on the chat so I know that you're saying it. I am rich, and rich I am. I am wealthy, and wealthy I am. I'm already feeling so good. I am financially free, and financially free I am. I am the creator of my reality now and always now. I am divinely guided to heal the planet. We're doing it together. I am. Sorry, but Future 13 said I'm Dr. Seuss. I thought that was hilarious. I am Dr. Seuss. Thank you for the humor. I am free to be wealthy, healthy, and wise. I am. I am prosperous, and prosperous I am. And just breathe into that energy. And one last one by Diggy Bean 16. I am worthy, and worthy I am. Thank you for that one. And one more by For Truth 77. I am all this and all this. I am. I am that I am. All right. Thank you for this beautiful affirmation. I just wanted you to experience how you feel after you say something positive. If you're not feeling good after saying it, keep saying it, fake it until you make it, because it is definitely proven to work. So even if you're not feeling it, maybe this feels all like woohoo or kumbaya or too much spiritual woo woo for you, maybe this is not the show for you. That's okay. Um, but it's definitely the proof is in the pudding. These affirmations are powerful. The universe doesn't understand. The subconscious doesn't understand between yes or no. It understands what the verbiage is. It understands an emotion. Um, it doesn't know what's right or wrong, is what I'm saying. But so whatever you put in your hard drive, which is your subconscious, is the reality that you're going to experience. And that's why positive affirmations are really important. All right. So surrounding oneself with uplifting people, we already talked about that. Spending time in nature, one of my favorites, very grounding, very loving, like very, very hippie. Go hug a tree. I know that's cliche, but dude, have you ever tried? It feels kind of fun. Spending and also rolling maybe in the grass or just smelling a flower, any kind of connection with nature is great. Engaging in regular exercise. We already talked about movement. For me, it's yoga and dance. For you, it might be swimming, it might be skipping, it might be anything, maybe hit cardio. Meditation and mindfulness, we already talked about that. Practicing forgiveness, we talked about that. Love and kindness, love and kindness. Can you write that in the chat? Love and kindness. Love and kindness, love and kindness, love and kindness. Be loving and kind to yourself. Be loving and kind to another. Love and kindness. Listening to uplifting music. I think I'm going to do a show just about music and talking about vibration. I'm just going to talk about it right now very briefly. Just going to mention listening to uplifting music that makes you very happy. Spending time with pets. If you maybe even go adopt a pet, pets give a lot of love. And it's a very, very beautiful experience. I wish I had a pet. I have monkeys. I have like 50 monkeys that visit me every so often here in the jungle. I am not joking with the number. Many, many monkeys. They're not mine. They're not my pet. I wouldn't get a pet because I move around the earth a lot, but I do get visited by several monkeys every now and then. I live in the jungle, so it's quite fun. They're quite mischievous too. It's quite funny. Visualization, manifestation techniques. We're going to get to that. Eating nourishing foods. We talked about it. Limiting exposure to negative media. Cannot emphasize that enough. Watch things that only lift up your heart, lift up your energy, that make you feel good. Practicing breath work. I'm going to do a show about breath work, but basically, there's many techniques online that you can find that will help raise your vibration. Yoga, dance, singing. Singing, your heart is connected to your voice, sorry, is connected to your heart. The more you sing, the more you open your heart. And practicing presence, which meditation, gentle movement, qigong, different techniques that can bring your mind into grounding presence. Does anybody have any questions of what I just shared? All right. Love and kindness. Love and kindness. Sharing is caring. Breath work is everything. I agree. Love and kindness. Love and kindness. Oh, I love that on the chat. Okay, let's keep going. Steps to activate abundance. Believe in miracles. Big one. Believing in miracles is actually the first thing that we want to work on, because if you don't believe in miracles and you don't believe in the universe and you don't believe in creation, then we got a problem, because it's really the beliefs that make a shift in our reality. And believing in miracles is number one. Number two, take action on your energy healing journey, meaning everything that we just mentioned in the previous page, and going to get assistance if you have a problem, if you're triggered, if you feel grief, if you're sad, whatever it is that you're experiencing. It's good to seek for some kind of guidance, because it's hard to do everything alone. Okay. Purify your energy, breath work, Reiki, dancing, yoga, all those things, fasting, drinking water. Release limiting beliefs blocking your abundance. That's what I do in my activations and through theta healing. Practice grounding exercises is just what I showed you on this page. All of this list is going to be grounding exercises. Know what you want is going to be really important, because if you're trying to manifest and you don't know what you want, you're going to have a problem. You're going to get all kinds of energy coming to you. So write down what you want is really important, because you're telling the universe what you want. When you are telling the universe what you want, it'll be easier for the universe to give it to you, right? If you're very clear. Write it down, which I just said. See it in your mind's eye. This is the recipe pretty much of manifestation. Know what you want from your heart. Write it down into the physical. See it in your mind's eye. Visualize it, visualize it, visualize it. Get excited. Oh my God, I wanted this and this and this. I feel so good. And you can also, have you ever been to drama school? Theater? Play it out, even if you don't have it, like as if it's already happening. Oh my God, I really wanted a house in Hawaii. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I got a house in Hawaii. Oh my God, it's the house of my dreams. Everything I wanted. Thank you, universe. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I just gave you a class in drama. I believe that I'm going to have a house in Hawaii. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm going to keep doing this exercise until I do. All right. So let's do another one. Let's do another one. I want to do a retreat with all of you in Bali. Oh my God, I'm so grateful. I had a retreat with all these amazing people that I met on Beyond Mystic in Bali. What? I'm feeling so excited. So excited. I'm so happy that it happened. Here it goes. That's another example. Okay. Feeling excited about what you already saw in your mind's eye of what you want is going to bring you what you want. Fake it until you make it. Feel as if it's already yours is just an example of what I gave you. And then feel good, feel good. I feel good. Da-na-na-na-na. That's your job, is to feel good. So whatever makes you feel not good, take it out of your vortex and make your vortex full of goodness and feel good, and not in a bypass way. That's where we're aiming to go. I'm not saying let's bypass to just feel good. But slowly and surely, with the work that I'm talking about and being aware, it's going to slowly bring you closer and closer to the feel good, juicy, juicy goodness. All right. And gratitude attitude that we already talked about. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Thank you so much, Creator. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I couldn't believe it worked better than my imagination. Oh my God, the house that I have in Hawaii is so beautiful. I cannot believe it. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you. Thank you. And just like feel your heart in that. How does that make you feel? Can you feel my gratitude? Can you feel my excitement? That's the kind of, you really want to feel it. Okay. All right. So here he. Manifest abundance instantly, April 20th, 2024. It has been decided between me and my guides, between me and Beyond Mystic, that it is in alignment to do a manifest abundance instantly activation to bring ourselves into the highest vibration of manifestation and abundance. Let's talk about it. What am I going to do in this activation? Okay. I'm going to bring the tools of theta healing, which I've already mentioned many times in this show. Theta healing is an amazing healing modality that I am grateful for my mom to bring it in my life 15 years ago. I love you, Deborah. I love you, LINGJER 50. I love you too. So much love in the chat. Thanks. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Ima. Thank you, my mother, for guiding me into theta healing, because it's changed my life. It really brought all my gifts into fruition, working on my subconscious, working on my limiting beliefs. And so just in a nutshell, I'm not going to go into a whole theta healing course right now, but in a nutshell, Theta healing is a brain wave. It's a brain wave. We have alpha, beta, gamma, theta. I don't think I'm leaving anything out. I might. Anyways, theta is like that stage between when we're sleeping and we're awake. And it's that mashed potato state, I like to call it, when we're aware, but we're also really mushy. And from that state, we go into the subconscious mind and we start taking inventory, removing limiting beliefs that are not serving us. Those limiting beliefs are stored in the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind is divided into 4 levels. Ready? Soul, which is our past incarnations. It's like our akash of all of our memory of as a soul. If you believe in this kind of stuff, of course, that's definitely where I'm at. Core beliefs, childhood, everything your mother and parents and your mama and papa, everything that you've learned, all your experiences, your trauma, your good experiences, right? Everything that you've experienced as a child in your upbringing is like a sponge to your subconscious mind, also as a baby, also in your mother's womb. Genetics, DNA, everything that you absorbed in your genetics and history, school, books, news, radio, society's programming, everything that society gave you into, oh, here you are in planet Earth. Let's put this radio. Let's put this news. Let's give you a book for school. And you're going to learn all of this. All that is also structuring your belief system. So, theta healing says we don't have to keep those beliefs. We can go inside using creator energy, go into the subconscious mind and remove these beliefs. And that's what I do with my activations, because it really does bring a difference. It works on your limiting beliefs so you can really see juicy, amazing experiences in your life. All right. Light language. Light language is a channeled expression of source energy using sounds, symbols, hand and body gestures to facilitate holistic energy healing. Channeled from higher dimensions and soul consciousness, light language transcends linguistic barriers and resonates deeply with the energetic body. The vocal vibrations redirect energy in the body, facilitating energy and balance and healing, promoting relaxation, emotional release, and spiritual growth. If anybody has experienced those things with me with light language, please write it in the comments for people that are new to see what I'm talking about and to hear from you firsthand. It has the ability to awaken dormant innate gifts and expand one consciousness to a higher octave, meaning that it can also awaken your spiritual gifts in divine timing and introduce you to your powers and innate gifts, making it a captivating and promising avenue for holistic healing and personal evolution. All right. I want to do a little 10-minute light language activation. If you guys want that, just say yes, and I'll facilitate that in just a moment. So you can, if you've never heard light language, it'd be a good experience for you to experience it. So you'll know what's going to be in this activation that I'm going to be facilitating on the 20th. Okay. So because there's a lot of work that needs to be done in our life for activation, a lot of key components go into our abundance realm. It has a lot of layers, and so we're going to do this in 2 parts because I want to integrate one part and then integrate. So there's going to be 2 activations regarding this abundance and manifestation. So in activation part 1, which is going to be on the 20th, releasing vows, contracts, and agreements that bind individuals to poverty and consciousness. We sometimes in a past life, let's say somebody killed you because you were rich. And this is just hypothetical, but let's say in a past life, you were a wealthy king and somebody was really greedy and they went into your house, they broke in and they took your money away. And your soul decided that you're not going to be rich anymore because that equals death. So you have a vow, contract, and agreement subconsciously that you created within yourself to be in poverty. So that's just one example. There can be many, many endless reasons why you would have a vow, contract, and agreement to keep abundance out of your life. So we're going to be releasing vows, contracts, and agreements that bind individuals to poverty consciousness. We're going to be releasing 15 collective limiting beliefs related to abundance and replacing and upgrading with new beliefs aligned with abundance. So in these collective activations, they're so deep. the limiting beliefs that I can offer are going to be very collective. If I was doing a one-on-one session, I could really pull out the core belief of why you're holding a belief. So just know that these are going to be collective beliefs. They're very potent, very powerful, because a lot of us have these collective beliefs, and when we start pulling them out, it's very effective. And not only are we going to pull it out, we are going to put a belief that is going to serve our highest, and it's going to help bring abundance into our life and replenish our life with the new concept of self-worth for abundance. Downloads. What is a download? A download is subconscious food, I like to call it. Downloads are going to be energy in the form of words that are going to feed the subconscious mind with a new concept of abundance and self-worth as well, right? We're also going to be balancing left and right brain receptors for abundance and manifestation, because our receptors in our brain have codes and energy. And through theta healing and my light language, we can go and we can decide what we want and what we don't want. And we're just going to balance our receptors in our brain to believe and to know that abundance is coming into our existence easily and effortlessly. And the bonus is I'm going to create an overnight abundance and manifestation meditation for you. I also created some last year. You can already go into YouTube. I can find the JC, if you're online, or if anybody's online, if you know where my abundance and manifestation, I also put them, they were part of last year's abundance and manifestation activations, and we can already put here so people can start working with it already. I will make a new one for this activation. And there'll be 3 free art light giveaways, light art pieces that I'm going to create specifically for this activation. I will create an art piece for this activation, and 3 people will be chosen from the participants, and you will receive a gift from me. Part 2 is going to go deeper. We're going to release shock and trauma related to poverty and scarcity from all parts of your life as a soul. We're going to do soul fragment restoration. This is okay. So when we have trauma as a soul, if something happened in our life, a lot of the times the soul goes out of the body because it can't deal with the trauma. So imagine all the things that happened ever in your lifetimes as a soul and reincarnations. And your soul has stayed with someone else, or your soul hasn't been fully, completely in your body. What we're going to do is we're going to call back those soul fragments. We're going to purify, crystallize that energy of your soul and bring it back to your soul. What do you think is going to happen? When we start bringing those soul fragments back into our soul, we reclaim our power back and we become more powerful. It happens instantly. And so that's going to be, so we're going to release shock and trauma. And then we're going to also bring the soul fragments, clear, purify that, bring it back into our soul. We're going to followed by a light language activation to anchor the energy of wealth and abundance into our being. And the cherry on top is we're going to upgrade new spirit guides for abundance and manifestation. When we are born, we have spirit guides that protect us in all avenues in our life, for love and relationships, for finances and abundance, for health, vitality. And as our energy rises, our consciousness rises, some of those spirit guides can also be outdated for that higher frequency. Even our spirit guides have a certain frequency. So we need to say farewell, gratitude to them for being there for us, and then call in, verbalize, and calling in new spirit guides to elevate our abundance from the frequency that we are in today. So that's going to be an amazing experience for you. And then also, same thing, bonus. I'm not sure if I'm going to make 2. We'll see. But overnight meditation, because I want you to work. We'll see. I might make 2. And another free art light language giveaways. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Da, 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 da. So the energy exchange, write your questions in the chat. I'll get to it in a minute. The energy exchange for the abundance and manifestation is 1111, 1111, and sliding scale to 111. It is very affordable. And my mom always said, if you are giving, energy and if you're facilitating energy, there always has to be an energy exchange. And what's wonderful about it is that you're going to manifest it all back times more. I remember when I did theta healing for the first time, it was during COVID, and I haven't learned theta healing yet. And my friend was like, "Oh my God, I did this course. It was amazing." And my teacher said that I could pay it in payments. And when I said yes to that, she said, "You're going to manifest it all back." And I really did. And so 1111 is the minimum investment for your abundance that you can say, "Here, I am putting the sacred number and investing in myself because I know it's going to come back." And you also have the option to be generous and share generosity, but that's really up to you. And yeah, energy exchange is something that is important. When we're giving, we're also receiving, and then it comes back to you, and it's just this beautiful spiral of abundance that we're creating together, right? And so that's going to be an 1111 for each activation. It's not for both of them, it's just for each one individually. And here's that gorgeous woman. Self-love, self-love, right? So manifest abundance instantly. That's where we're aiming. We're aiming to create shifts instantly in our life through all of the practices and the tools that I just shared with you. Please go to, let me show you right. Oh, not that. One second. Oh, and also go to Beyond Mystic, subscribe, and share, my friends, to this beautiful platform that's giving us this home to share all this beautiful information. One second. That's me. I'm learning to share a screen. Meditations. Here we go. If you go, oops, that's not it. How do I do this? Oh, okay. Bear with me. Go to Beyond Mystic Academy meditations and sign up, my friends, to do this amazing abundance work together. We want to raise the frequency, raise the vibration, and bring all our dreams and desires into the physical with excitement, with love, right? We're doing this together and we're creating a ripple effect into the universe. And the more we do this together, the more we're going to see a difference in the world. And honestly, the more pure hearts, the more people that are in a love vibration get their abundance, we're going to see so many amazing things like cleaning up the earth, cleaning up the waters, the oceans, cleaning up, finding, maybe creating technology that creates, I don't know, drinking water from, well, that already exists, but it would be really nice. Let's say Bali doesn't have the cleanest water. It'd be really nice if somebody created drinking water in all these countries instantly, right? And I know there's ways, but how about somebody with money and abundance came and changed it for all the countries because we could? That's an example of my vision of why it's important that we create an abundant world together. All right. So sign up, my friends. Here's the meditation. And if you are interested to do, okay, one second. I need to figure out how to do this again. One second. Right? Okay. If you are interested to book a personal session with me, let me pull that up. I am offering, one second. Ah, da, 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 da. I'm still offering, I have spaces available for my Triune Soul Bundle. I will be offering on a session, a one-on-one session. I will be gifting you a new high octave spiritual name, followed with your Dharma transmission, followed with a channeled sigil created just for your body. For your energy body to bring your highest alignment into your physical reality, and also channeling divine messages from the divine. If anybody has already done that Triune bundle with me, can share it in here in the chat and let me know how it was for you. I think it's been so special. Now, so go to Beyond Mystic Consultations and you'll find that availability right there. And I would love to gift your name and I would love to work with you. All right. Also, there, if you can't find it, the links are in the chat. I see Beyond Mystic doing a great job. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. And right. So, how about I do a little light language activation? How does everybody feel about that? Just give me a thumbs up if you're open to that. If it's your first time hearing light language, please let me know in the chat if you ever heard light language before. I want you to know what my gifts are and at least get a taste of it so you know what to expect in the activations. Everybody's saying yes. Mm. Oh, thank you so much. Lots of people. Okay, so Amanda is saying this is an amazing opportunity. Thank you. Thank you for facilitation. Lots of people charge 4K for this. Wow. So, anyways, yes, we are doing it as a collective family. And I know that when I share my gifts with you, the abundance spreads everywhere. And I know I have full trust that we're creating such an important vortex together of abundance and beauty and love and just so many good things are coming our way. So all right, so let's see what you guys are saying about light language. I'm rich and rich I am. Yes, you are. Okay. Okay. So everybody, I'm going to do, let me put, I'm going to do like what feels good. It's probably going to be like a 5 minute, not 10 minutes because it's already a long show. We're almost close to 2 hours. So um, it's a good opening for Beyond Healing with Morayana May Levy. Okay. Just so you know a little bit about me and what I do. Okay. So everybody take your right hand and put it on your heart. Okay. Also, I want to just share light language comes in a form of sounds, of language, of overtone singing and singing. And some of it might sound like a lot, like the sounds that I make that are more like vibrational sounds are kind of funny. Not really, but different. Definitely very alien. And that's okay. I own it. I own it. And just allow and know that it's coming from a very loving place, directly from the center of my heart and the combination fusion with Creator. And what is our intention? What do we want to set an intention for? Okay, I have an idea. I wrote this before. Before I do this activation, I want you to do another. I want to do this to release resistance. Okay. Maybe some of you are like, who is this chick? What is she talking about? I don't know anything about light language. Maybe you're super skeptical, which is totally okay. A lot of you are new here. And so that's okay. Release resistance. Okay. We're going to release doubt and resistance. And so I wrote a prayer. Okay. And we're going to do what we did with affirmations. I'm going to say the prayer. I'm going to say a sentence and I want you to repeat after me. Be open to change. Be open to change. I'm going to say it again. Be open to change. And so I'm going to say a sentence and you're going to repeat after me. I'm going to finish the prayer and then I'm going to go into the light language activation. Okay. All right. Diggy Bean 16 is saying fuck doubt. Everybody say together, May is your teacher. Morayana is your teacher. Fuck doubt. You can quote me on this. Morayana said, fuck doubt. Everybody say that on the chat. Fuck doubt. Okay. And let go of that shit. Okay. And fuck that and let go of that shit. Fuck that and let go of that shit. Fuck that and let go of that shit. That's the name of the game. Fuck that and let go of that shit. Okay. So repeat after me. Okay. Take a deep breath and release. Take another deep breath and release. Repeat after me. I am open to receive energy of the divine to guide me on my journey to self-fulfillment and to devotion to my aligned state of wealth, health, joy, abundance, and prosperity now. I release all conscious or unconscious fear lingering in my vortex and replace it with a knowing that I am aligned now with my highest timeline of abundance. I am enough, and enough I am. I am abundant, and abundant I am. I am the creator of my reality, and I create my dreams now. Just feel that in your body, and put your right hand on your heart and breathe in that energy. And release your breath. We're going to do 2 more breaths and prepare our body for the light that's about to come through me. And release. And 1 last breath. And release. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to express the language of light through my body and to release any resistance and any doubt to our relationship with abundance, with wealth, manifestation, and prosperity now, and replace it with confidence, with self-acceptance, with trust, with love, and with full confidence in our ability to attract, magnetize, and manifest our desires now. Indrakayana Untrayana Inanasya Trayana He. Ondrayana Inanasya Trayana E. Itraya Otraya Sayana Inanakya Trayana E. Omakya Trayana E. Adhara Sitraya. Umama Kyatrayana E. Otrayana Inanasya Trayana E. Undraya Titraya Otrayana Sinanakya Trayana E. Itraya Otraya Sikrayana Yana E. Andrayana Inanakya Yana Sitrayana Umakyatrayana E. Ondrayana Inana Siyana Sayana Umamakiatrayana E. Hayana Umayana Sitrayana E. Otraya Andrayana Uma. Hotrayana Sitrayana Uma. Hotrayana Ina. Saya Undra Yatrayana E. Undrayana Inanasiatrayana E. Omayana Indrayana Umamasiatrayana E. Umamakiatrayana e, Indrayana umasiatrayana e, Atakitrayana umakiatrayana e, Ondrayana inanasiatrayana e, Otrayana inanasiatrayana e, Umamakitrayana umasiatrayana e, Ondrayana umamakiatrayana e, Ondrayana inanasiatrayana e, Oma kitrayana otrayana e. Ondrayana inanakia trayana e tatakiana. Ondrayana inanasia trayana e. Andrayana e. Umamakia trayana e. Sayana indra ottata kitraya. Handara kinanasia trayana e. Indrayana inanasitraya. Otrayana inatiatra. Otatashitraya. Indrayana umatitraya. Ondrayana inanasiatra. Itrayana umatitraya. Ondraya indraya umama. Katriana umamasiatrayana e. You can bring your hands in prayer to your third eye in gratitude for creation and the divine for being here today to facilitate this love and light through me. And just saying your gratitude and then bringing that to your heart in gratitude to yourself for allowing and receiving and being here today. And just take a deep breath and slowly come back into this space. Hmm. I have a request. There's somebody in the chat that's not feeling it, and that's totally okay. Just send them some love. And even if you're not feeling it, if anybody else is not feeling it, that's okay. It's totally okay. Um, we're in different stages, and it's just allowing your heart to feel and to allow. It all comes with allowance. So, everyone, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I am so grateful. So, so grateful for you. Thank you for sticking around this whole 2 hours and 4 minutes and 40 seconds, going into 4444 to 444. And I'm looking forward to the 20th. It's going to be powerful. I'm needing it. I'm facilitating and also a participant. And I want the house in Hawaii. Come on. So don't forget to go onto Beyond Mystic, to the Academy, the chat. There's a link in the chat. Manifest abundance instantly with May Levy, who is me, for part 1. April 20th at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you are in Asia or in Bali, it's going to be 9 a.m. on the 21st. Thank you so much for all the love in the chat. I'm blessing you with all the abundance and love and joy and happiness that the universe has to offer. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you. See you so soon on the 20th. And yes, and our show, please pay attention to our board. I'm not sure when my next show, I don't have a date yet, but it should be in 2 weeks. Blessing. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are blessed.